Hey guys, Simon Chapman here from speedcafe.com. Today we're here at the Surfers Paradise Street Circuit, where usually around this time of year we'll be getting ready for one of the biggest races of the year. Instead, Supercars is down at Sydney Motorsport Park for the first of 4 events in a row before closing out the season at the Bathurst 1000. Funnily enough, this time last year the season was done, it was all wrapped up, but now we're gearing up for 5 rounds in the space of 6 weeks to close out the 2021 season. There's been an incredible amount of news since we were last on track at Townsville, and we're going to take you through all of that in your preview for the Bunnings Trade Sydney SuperNight. Since we were last on track, the Supercars silly season ramped into overdrive with the announcement that Brock Feeney will replace Jamie Whincup at Red Bull Ampol Racing next year. He'll race alongside Shane Van Gisbergen, forming an interesting lineup of experience and youth. One of the big shake-ups on the grid for next year is that Andre Heimgartner will leave Kelly Grove Racing, or Grove Racing as it will be known, next year. That set off an awful lot of changes up and down pit lane, and it soon emerged that he would be moving to Brad Jones Racing. In recent days, it emerged that Nick Percat will move to Walkinshaw Injury United, filling the vacancy left by Bryce Fullwood, who in turn will move to BJR. There was some sort of chat around Fullwood maybe going to Tickford, but the Tickford lineup has sort of shuffled a little bit, and we've seen Jake Kostecki move into that lineup. He replaces Jack LeBrock, who in turn moves to Mattstone Racing to fill that void left by Kostecki. Tickford's lineup is fully cemented now, so they've got experience in 2010 Supercars champion James Courtney alongside the experienced Cameron Waters and Thomas Randall. Also at Mattstone Racing, Zane Goddard has left that team, and returning to that lineup will be Todd Hazelwood, who leaves Brad Jones Racing at the end of this year. Something also to consider is that Matthew Payne is also in the running for a spot at Grove Racing next year after Andre Heimgartner's departure. We're still waiting to find out whether Payne has got the necessary dispensation to actually race next year. He needs a Motorsport Australia Super Licence to compete in the Supercars Championship. We're expecting that he will race in the Super 2 Series at some point this year, and he'll also continue racing in Porsche Carrera Cup Australia. The silly season obviously hasn't just been limited to drivers. We've seen some changes in the engineering ranks at some of the teams for next year. Starting at the top end of town, Triple Eight Race Engineering confirming that David Couchy and Wes McDougall will depart the team at the end of this season. Wes is taking some time out to focus on his health, while David Couchy is taking up a new opportunity as the team principal of Grove Racing next year. Triple Eight obviously wasted no time in filling those vacancies, with Martin Short stepping up with Brock Feeney from Super 2 to engineer the youngster, while Shane Van Gisbergen will be engineered by Andrew Edwards, who's worked alongside Nick Percat for the last few years. Obviously in between rounds there was a lot of chat around the calendar. At one point we were looking at going to Winton and then Phillip Island and then Sydney, Bathurst and obviously the Gold Coast where we stand here today, but obviously there's been an awful lot of changes to the calendar since then. We even talked about going to Queensland Raceway for a double header, and it looked like there might even be a night race at that circuit, but obviously that fell over as well. So what we've ended up with is a quadruple header, an unprecedented quadruple header at Sydney Motorsport Park, with 3 of the 4 events having night races. Don't fear though, they're not all going to be the same. We've got 3 events that will have 3 times 125k races, then the last of which will have 2 250k races. There's changes to the tyre formats and refueling and also the compounds. So stay tuned to Speed Cafe for your R&J Batteries guide to get the lowdown on all of that. We also had some calendar confirmations for 2022 as well. Obviously Newcastle will open the season next year on March 4 to 6. Something that's been in the works for a long time now is the sale of Supercars, which finally came to a head in recent days with confirmation that the business has been sold. TGI Sport chairman Barclay Nettlefold, along with the Australian racing group and investment firm Henslow, have been confirmed as the new owners of Supercars, taking over from Archer Capital. There'll be a change up in the way that the Supercars Championship is run in 2022. The racing entitlements contract setup will cease to exist. The teams have relinquished their ownership stake in the championship, and that'll be replaced by a charter system whereby teams are given dividends at the end of every season. Heading into the first of 4 events at Sydney Motorsport Park this weekend, Shane Van Gisbergen holds the upper hand in the Drivers' Championship, but there's a few blokes who are hunting him down quickly. Chasing Shane Van Gisbergen down obviously is his Red Bull Ampol Racing teammate Jamie Whincup. This is his swan song season before he steps into the team principal role. We haven't really seen much of him this season because Van Gisbergen's been just so dominant. He hasn't got that many wins this year, but look for him to be competitive at SMP. Form is obviously on the side of Cameron Waters at the moment, having taken 2 wins at the Reed Park Street Circuit last time we were on track. Ticket Racing really bounced back after the weekend prior to that, where they just didn't have any form, and they even got lapped. Waters got lapped, that was by Van Gisbergen in one of those races. Another name to keep an eye out on is obviously Chaz Mostert. He's got some good speed and he's shown some glimpses that he can be right up the front there, and has obviously got a race win this season too, so look for him to be quick as well. Major milestone this weekend obviously is Irwin Racing driver Mark Winterbottom, who brings up 550 race starts in the Supercars Championship, which is just a testament to his longevity in the sport. The Supercars champion has obviously done a lot of great things, but he's hoping to bring Irwin Racing, or Team 18, its first win. This weekend we'll obviously have one night race on Saturday, but if you want to get the full lowdown on all the formats, head to speedcafe.com, look at the R&J Batteries guide for all your schedules and everything you need to know about how this weekend works.